When I was a kid, I used to love going into stream of consciousness and just saying words one after the next and seeing how long I could go building a story before I would run out of words or ideas. Looking back, it was a little bit like what a rapper might do, but I wasn't doing it along to music. I would do this sometimes in front of my friends, but a lot of times by myself, just to see, I don't know, maybe how big my vocabulary was or how far I could take it. And I've been thinking that it could be really cool to do this, I don't know, once a month maybe. And I'm calling this show Bridge Notes. And look that up if you don't know what it means. Look up what that refers to. I used to offer tarot readings here online. I would do a monthly tarot video, a monthly intuitive, and I am not feeling connected to using middleman technology anymore or any intermediaries. I am really all about being in this realm, being in the physical realm, and connecting into my own channel without an intermediary device or tool. So, for this first episode, I'm going to try this exercise and see what happens. I'm going to close my eyes for a second and just start stringing together words. It's kind of, I'm imagining it's going to come out a lot like maybe free journaling or free writing that some people do in the morning. I'm just going to try it and see what happens and see if anything just comes through my consciousness that maybe is layered or hidden or below a layer of jumbled words or free consciousness speaking. Gosh, I sound kind of crazy right now, but whatever. It's an experiment. We're going to try it. Okay. August 2026 Bridge Notes. I'm Aubrey Nicole. Welcome to the show. Here we go. Airplane, bicycle, hot dog run on the Indian River where the mountains led to polka dot dresses and yellow spots on apple pies, tire trucks, along one long dirt road to where the ladybugs hang their clothes out to dry and the radio dial says FM 109, but you know it's 239 AM, and maybe I am a rapper now. So the little squiggly bug going back down into its hole and back up like a kite with butterfly wings, and now here I am with you, you with me, on the bridge notes, wondering where it all will lead. LHC, Large Hadron Collider, turned off June 29. Does time feel slow to you too? Now I'm thinking too much, so I'm going to close my eyes again and get back in the flow. Fingernails crisscrossed with plaid dimensional buttons that seem like they could have gone down into a place in Arizona where I used to swim and know a guy named Peter Paul. Mike, David, Larry, Leonard, Michelangelo. Where did they go? Where did they go? I'm a little rusty. I remember being a kid and I could string together sentences and words for what felt like a very long time and tell cohesive storylines in a way. I was following the thread, and as I followed the thread, the story would build upon itself. And if you can imagine like a cartoon book or a fairy tale book, I would just keep going. So that's interesting. As an interesting exercise. And yeah, I could have looked totally insane, but it felt really good to close my eyes when I was doing that and just allow whatever was in there to sort of tumble out. I got visuals in some spots. I noticed that if I followed the visuals too much, I got in my head and it felt kind of chunky. So again, I haven't done that in a very long time. So I'm going to try that again next time. Maybe that's how I'll open this show, Bridge Note. I don't have a plan for this episode at all. There's zero plan. I'm just sitting here. I don't know. It's a rainy Friday night and I'm pretty tired from the week. I've done a lot of work. I've made a lot of content and really been thinking about my business and streamlining things, organizing it, figuring out like the creative projects I enjoy doing, figuring out the things I really want to be focusing more of my time on. and it's taken a lot of energy this week. So I'm happy to have a rainy Friday night and not feel the pressure to have to go out or socialize. Not that I typically feel that. I think the pressure I feel is from myself. I put pressure on myself, like, oh, you should go be more social. That's interesting. I'm just, um, came on here. I really have no clue what I was. I just knew I wanted to sit down and start a monthly, at least monthly show where I just share ideas that aren't tied to some, specific outcome. Like my other shows are The Infinite Drop is a podcast. I have a show called The Making of Unbroken, where I'm documenting my process writing my third book. And it's a fantasy fiction series that will be a TV series when I'm done with it. And so that shows like I'm talking about something specific. And then I have a new show called The Mirror, which is all about embodiment and personal development, integrity, focused more on men's work. So it's something I'm doing to support the men that I work with who are focused on mastering greater levels of integrity and presence in their life. But yeah, those shows have a specific purpose. There's something that they're meant to share or promote. And I remember I liked doing my daily, weekly, monthly at different times tarot videos. I've made them all private now. This was like in 2023. But I feel like it could be nice to have a check-in here. Maybe I need to have an idea of what to say. Maybe you can't just get on here and ramble. Maybe you can. Maybe this is like a Twitch-like situation where you're tuned in to just watch me be. You're tuned in because it's interesting to watch someone you don't know just be in their space and be chatting. I had thoughts about and journaled about the idea that boundaries are really going out of style and not what they're meant to do. But I think the way they've been visualized or the way they've been communicated, the way boundaries have been taught or explained is outdated. And I was envisioning physically boundaries being like a wall or a door. It's like black and white. And when you do that, when you create a boundary like that, it creates a separation and a resistance. And then it's like it takes a certain amount of energy to maintain that resistance or defend that door, wall, border. So I was thinking that discernment is actually the best way to start talking about educating people around boundaries is by explaining the concept of discernment. Because discernment, when you have discernment, it's not a door, right? Like a boundary is like a door or a wall or a hard stop. Discernment is not a door. Discernment is a dance. It's a dance with energy. We are all waves of energy. And we're interacting in environments that are waves of energy with people who are also waves of energy. So even thinking that you could have a boundary is kind of silly because all the waves are always interacting, even if you construct a door or a wall. So really, if you're trying to have boundaries, it's probably best to consider that conversation or that idea or that concept from the perspective of having discernment. When you have discernment, you're moving, you're dancing in the energy of life. You're moving your energy within energy, and you're dancing and moving, and you can kind of dodge or avoid certain energy. you can move closer to, you can merge with certain energies, or float away, go your own way. And I'm talking about concepts, but you can also apply this in real life. Yeah, discernment is, it's not a weapon, it's not protection, it's just a dance. It's learning how to dance and learning how to conserve energy for the things that you'd like to be using your energy on, instead of just spilling your energy and having to use it managing situations you don't want to be in and resisting things. And in day-to-day life, it's like, if we have discernment, we're much better at conserving our energy for the things we care about, the things we want to apply that energy to. Yeah. So, anyway, those are my thoughts right now. I'm going to yawn again. Ah, I'm tired. I don't know if this was the right time to do this, but okay, we'll see what happens. We'll see if I do this again. Thanks for being here on the bridge. Oh no, I'm going to call it bridge notes. Thanks for being here on bridge notes. Take care. See you next time. Bye.